Welcome again to my channel. I'm JW, and today I would be giving an insight on the current happenings in the cryptocurrency world, and today I would be focusing on XRP. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. This is JW, your go-to source for daily cryptocurrency news and analysis. Today we'll talk about Ripple and XRP, as well as the bulk of cryptocurrency and finance. With that said, I hope everyone is having a beautiful day or night. If you're not in the world, one of the most talked about topics in the world right now is cryptocurrency, and even the XRP ledger and XRP and Ripple for the last couple of years. Now, going all the way back to 2020, that is. It's been Brics for 2 years now. What are the BRICS nations doing? Are they employing XRP? I've made a ton of videos about BRICS and what's actually going on around, even crypto and DT, things like that. But one thing that I will say right now is that regardless of whether BRICS are used, there are a lot of connections back to Ripple and even XRP. Nobody, including myself, can say with 100% certainty that any of these nations are using Ripple and or even XRP. Are utilizing XRP and or Ripple. One thing I want everyone to be aware of is that any country that is dependent on BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India. There are a lot of names in China, South Africa, and even the other countries that are now joining that are using Ripple and even XRP, which could essentially be exposed to what BRICS wants to do now that you know that anyone can use the XRP ledger and anyone can use XRP as well. It doesn't matter if they're in place. However, when we talk about Ripple payments, that's where things get a little more complicated, so let's investigate a few things and address the facts. This video will be the real deal concerning BRICS and Ripples with XRP. So let's begin by reading this excellent piece by Ashley Prosper. First and foremost, a big shout out to Ashley over on X, where we have a comprehensive examination of the relationships between Brazil, Russia, India, you name it. Brazil in May 2020, the Central Bank of Brazil and Ripple had a private meeting to talk about institutional issues. June 2021, the Central Bank of Brazil unveiled a CBDC plan. June 2021. Brazil's Paxos-powered new bank, a RippleNet partner, received a $500 million investment from Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hamilton. August 2022, utilizing RippleNet's on-demand liquidity to fill and facilitate cross-border payments between enterprises, Ripple teams up with Travelex. Travelex is the first bank that Brazil Central has authorized in case you missed it. The announcement, which was made in August of 2022, states that the bank will only deal in foreign exchange. This was a significant step towards entering the FX market, especially with the addition of Ripple in Brazil. Additionally, the announcement emphasizes EFX transactions, so it was a major announcement that we highlighted. Ripple expands its liquidity hub to Brazil in September 2023, and in December 2023, Circle partners with RippleNet partner Nubank. Although Russia is under sanctions, it should be noted that I previously mentioned that there was evidence of this back in 2019. That the Russian central bank was testing out Ripple Tech technology with XRP, and that it went well. A special thanks goes to _owl, as he was the first person I know of to really publish a report on that, but that is a major one to include here. Next, we have India Axis Bank introduces a Ripple-powered fast payment service for retail and corporate clients in November 2017. India's federal bank collaborates with Ripple to use its network for cross-border remittances in March 2019, after the two banks partnered in February 2018 to send money across borders. Kotak, a prominent private Indian bank, in May 2023 Mahindra. I hope that by appropriately connecting to the Ripple network to allow for inward remittances, we possess September 2023 Yes Bank, a Ripple partner, joins the India Digital Rupee Initiative, and then this year in February, Ripple partner Neem receives in principle approval for payments from the Reserve Bank of India. China in August of 2017, Ripple meets with central bank and government leaders in China to talk about the newest developments in blockchain technology. In February 2018, Ripple and Leon are international bank partnered to enable instantaneous transfers to China. August 2018, according to Ripple, VP of the European Union Strategic Account, Germany is light on China, and it is undoubtedly a target. January 2023, China introduces the network UDND, a bank for universal digital payments. Standard Chartered and HSBC were chosen to take part in the trial phase. All three have. Major connections to Ripple include the fact that Standard Chartered is still working with the company through Medico, that Standard Chartered invested in Ripple back in 2016, that HSBC is also working with the company through Medico, that Fubon Bank is a partner of Ripple, and that in May 2023, Ripple will join the Hong Kong CBC pilot. In May 2020, Ripple and We, a leading fintech company, will collaborate to improve quick payments throughout Africa. Using RippleNet's on-demand liquidity service and the digital asset XRP, which was selected as one of the final 6 for South Africa's intergovernmental fintech, Ripple partners with Mercury in March 2021. Working Group Sandbox for Regulations in March 2021 are teamed up with Zago, which makes use of the digital asset XRP, which was selected as one of the final 6 for the same exact sandbox, and R's on-demand liquidity service, Rollnets. April 2023 will shortly be revealed. Nigeria's Access Bank teams up with Ripple partner Bric, formerly MFS Africa, to increase remittance capacity in 35 African markets. The African Blockchain Report 2022 was produced in April 2023 in cooperation with South Africa. According to Standard Bank, 13 African nations have already adopted Ripple and XRP, and they do list them all here. In November 2023, Ripple teams up with Bric for cross-border payments throughout Africa, including Egypt,
which, among other things, will help stabilize the exchange rate. February of 2024, Ripple partners with Egypt's Commercial International Bank, CIB. Ethiopia, covered by Bric. Iran, sanctioned country. There was a few connections back to Iran through some of the cross-border initiatives, but none of them really kind of solidified Ripple's name in Iran, so I can't say for certain that that is a confirmed one. But UAE, again, so many connections here. February of 2019, Finabler, I hope that I'm saying that name right, a global payment platform and foreign exchange operator based in the UAE, joined RippleNet. March 2020, National Bank of, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, joins RippleNet. October of 2020, the National Bank of Abu Dhabi partners with Ripple to reduce cross-border transaction costs. March of 2021, UAE's RAK Bank partners with Ripple. May of 2021, National Bank of Egypt and Lulu Exchange harness Ripple for a remittance corridor with the UAE. November of 2021, Ripple partners with the Lulu Exchange. Then, January of 2022, money transfer company Al Fardan Exchange partners with Ripple to offer instant cross-border payments. Then, in July of 2022, JP Morgan actually joined forces with the same partner, exchange to power faster transaction settlements and transfers in fiat currencies. Then May of 2023, Ripple partner Tranglo teams up with the same exchange. Then in June of 2023, Ripple partners with Middle East-based blockchain firm People to bring low-cost remittances to the UAE using on-demand liquidity and leveraging XRP. Then in November of 2023, Dubai Financial Authority approves XRP. November of 2023, Al Maria, hope that I'm saying that name right, bank selects Ripple's on-demand liquidity partner Lulu Exchange for cross-border transfers. So pay attention to all these connections because, listen, these all matter. This, in my opinion, is all steps. Like, this is a big deal. And like I said, big shout out to Ashley for this. But also outside of this, right? I even said back in August of 2023, I said people are so quick to write off XRP being utilized by the Brics, but it makes zero sense. The XRP ledger and XRP itself is fully decentralized. Anyone can utilize both the ledger and the digital currency, but we don't have confirmation of this at all, right? They're not using XRP or the XRP ledger in public yet. They're not putting out a statement saying, hey, we're tapped in with XRP, but they will never say that, right? Like, we're never going to get an article that says, hey, look at Russia's using XRP now. We won't get that. But I will say this. We do know that Brics has very ambitious plans. These plans require a new generation of payment technology. Do you know where they could tap into that kind of technology? It's extremely important to focus on what's important regarding BRICS, de-dollarization, and major pushback against the US-dominated payment networks, which, by the way, this is something that I continue to say, like, if we focus on this, all of this is a distraction, and it's a perfect excuse for us to push into faster payment technologies and push into a world where, payments and finance are fully dominated by DLT and new age technology, because we have to keep up with the competition, right? There's a war going on in terms of what technology are we going to utilize. It's a technological war. That's exactly what's happening here, right? We see, all right, sanctions. All of a sudden, the same exact time, executive orders confirming that the U.S. is planning on a CBDC. They're planning on utilizing digital assets. We also get a report from the IMF that says new technologies, specifically DLT and blockchain and digital currencies, could actually help the U.S. dollar at the same exact time that we have just recently, back in February, the Federal Reserve telling us, hey, guess what? DeFi and stablecoins can actually help, keep the dollar in its prime position. Like, you can't make this stuff up. So they're utilizing this as an example to push us into this new world of finance. I even said that we are on the edge of a tectonic shift in the world of finance. This is a change that happens every 100 years. The reserve currency status is in question. We are seeing the rise of new age technology. All of this is aligning perfectly. I truly feel bad for those who are getting impatient now and will soon be shaken out. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity, and we are at the forefront of it. And yes, even if you actually look at what's going on right now, specifically around the shift, everyone is trying to say, like, oh, it's towards XRP. Everyone wants to put XRP there, and it's very easy to get caught up in the idea that, oh, it's just XRP. Like, everyone loves XRP. There is so many other opportunities in the space as well outside of XRP. Don't just get caught up in the idea that XRP is everything. Guys, there's so many great opportunities. HBAR, Casper, XLM, QNT, Algorand, you name it. You don't need to just be an XRP maxi and think that everything's going to go through XRP. It's not. But I will say this, XRP does have a ton of exposure through what Ripple is doing and the connections that they have, especially with on-demand liquidity or Ripple payments, if you will. But here we have from Edo Farina. So the rise of BRICS challenging US dollar dominance and the shift towards gold and XRP theory. Certainly, BRICS nations are becoming very popular recently due to their intentions to swiftly step away from the US dollar. Before getting into details, let's clarify what exactly are BRICS and what are they really capable of doing in terms of threatening the US dollar dominance. The term BRICS, he breaks it fully down. Again, I'm pretty sure everyone at this point knows what the BRICS are, how they were formed. If you don't, you could do a quick Google search and give yourselves a history lesson. But down here we have BRICS made it very clear it wants to trade goods utilizing their own currencies and no longer wants to rely on the world reserve currency controlled by the West, precisely America. They're looking to do this for plenty of reasons, but here are the primary ones. One, by continuing to trade in the US dollars as their primordial medium of exchange, BRICS nations continue to fuel the US economic engine at the expense of their own economic growth. And then also two, the necessity of trading goods and transacting in USD implies these countries need to hold US dollar reserves at their balance sheets. That has already caused serious problems to Russia 2 years ago, caused by the US freezing assets and kicking them off of the SWIFT network. A clear sign of weaponization and also authoritarian control over any US dollar held in foreign treasuries. Sanctions have created a shortage of foreign currency in the country, putting a squeeze on the Russian economy and effectively shutting the country out of the global financial system. So obviously they are going to push back. Now, the big thing to really kind of rely on, or I should say focus on when it comes to this, is the idea of gold and digital assets and digital currencies with DLT. Because everything is kind of changing and there's a big focus put on gold now and also DLT, because right now, the debt-backed system is failing. We need to change things. We need to change the way the current financial system looks, works, and operates. When we think about that, right, we look at what the BRICS Alliance are trying to do. They want to transact in their own currencies or embrace a Union European model in which one currency, i.e. the euro, is the primary medium of exchange between all the nations. But the problem is this is still a fiat-backed currency. This is a fiat currency that has also failed. So what is going to actually happen here? Well, we have Poon stated that a new system for international money transfer is required, and he's convinced that cross-border payments relying on digital currency and DLT are the key. Just a few months ago, Russia has announced the creation of blockchain payment system in Brics, but blockchain alone won't solve their issue. They all need to migrate away from holding US treasuries to turn to other assets like gold and XRP and begin convincing others to do the same. And again, the idea that XRP is always in the statement, it's kind of ridiculous if I'm being honest. Even as an XRP holder and somebody who loves XRP, I've made a ton of videos on XRP. I think the idea of always incorporating XRP into the picture is just ridiculous anymore. But again, XRP does have, a role to fill here. In fact, Russia has already begun turning to gold to evade currency restrictions. It makes sense that the Russians would turn to a tangible asset. In the years prior to the military conflicts, the Russian central bank aggressively accumulated gold. In 2018, Russia overtook China to become the world's 5th largest gold holding country. And yes, here's the proof of this. And this is actually a source. I know for a fact that back in 2010, that's when a lot of BRICS nations actually started to turn to gold buying. And I think that they saw it coming even after 2008. I think that they saw that, listen, this is going to lead to a much larger problem down the road. We can kick the can down the road as far as we possibly can, but at the end of the day, we're going to get to the point where, guess what? We're at a dead end. So what's going to happen? But we also have Russia also ranks second in the world as a gold producer, and their investment in gold appears to have paid off. The country has a ton of gold, and the fact is there are always countries and institutions that want gold, sanctions or no sanctions. In response to the U.S. sanctions, Russia sold their U.S. dollar treasuries. China has been unwinding theirs. Japan has reduced theirs as well to stabilize their own currency. As a result, foreign ownership of U.S. dollar treasuries has decreased significantly as a percentage of total holders over the last decade. The U.S. dollar is headed on the same direction in the U.S. Share or U.S. dollar share of official foreign exchange reserves is also decreasing exponentially. Then we see, based on calculation of the IMF's data on 2022 direction of trade, China was the largest trading partner to 61 countries when combining both imports and exports. In comparison, the U.S. was the largest trading partner to 30 countries. So again, the U.S. has been falling behind quite a bit when it comes to trade. Dominance is definitely starting to fall a little bit around the US. But at the end of the day, when we look at what's going on, all of this is leading to a shift. That's all this is. I see so many people looking at XRP as this holy grail. It's the only thing that matters. But there's so many other great technologies in this space as well that I think everyone should focus on, because we are starting to change, right? We are starting to change from this fiat paper-based system to a digital-based system, and that's where everything changes. I think far too many people are looking at BRICS and they're saying oh, well, this is killing the US dollar. The US dollar is dead. But this is actually a much larger event than what it seems. Because it's not just the fact that BRICS are opposed to utilizing the US dollar. It's more so we need something where we have this big issue. There's a big, conflict, and we need to compete. We have to make it look like, oh, all right, well, these two are enemies. One's going after digital currencies and they're, forcing the hand of DLT. They're tapping into blockchain-based technology. And while they are doing that, the US, they're not doing much. So everyone's like, all right, well, come on, US, you have to tap into the same technologies, which demands them to force a hand, which it's all by plan. Even right now, as we look at Brazil, right? Big shout out to Smoke Dog for this. Brazil, the B in BRICS. Statement from the coordinator of the Central Bank of Brazil. The public use of the digital currency should begin at the end of 2024, after completing the testing phase, and will build on DLT. The rise of DLT-based money is here. And over here we have, according to Fabio Aruo, coordinator of the initiative at the bank, the public use of the digital currency should begin at the end of 2024, after the completion of the testing phase, which will include buying and selling of federal public bonds among individuals and its subsequent evaluation. Then also over here, we have the digital real will be built as a means of payment executed on DLT as well. DLT right now is the big focus point. And also from Ripple XDev, we have here BRLA Digital is on a mission to advance Brazil's financial landscape with the BRLA token, a stablecoin pegged to the Brazilian real. And this is a big move. But this is all a transformation of payment technology. at the same exact time that Russia is now signing laws allowing for digital asset usage for sanction busting payments. And it's not just around sanctions, it's not just about getting away from sanctions, but it's about change. We are seeing change in the disguise of conflict. Everyone is looking at this as, all right, well, Russia is going to go to war with the US. War. Like, that's the only focus at this time. But what everyone is overlooking is why there's so much conflict right now, which is mainly around the financial space. Everyone is tired of utilizing the US dollar. The US dollar, as we know it, is done as a reserve currency because no nation actually wants to utilize it. But what comes next? Do we just get another reserve currency? Do we just get another, fiat currency that's taken the place of the reserve status? No, because what problem is that fixing? It's not fixing anything. So now we look at what's really going on behind the scenes. And now we're starting to see the bigger picture, which is DLT-backed payments. The entire financial system will be backed by digital currencies and DLT. And this is also where we look at, all right, well, what's going to be happening? Are we going to see stablecoins, CBDCs? Both? Yes. We're going to see an entire ecosystem of new digital currencies. Everything is moving away from paper-based processes. I've talked about this even when it comes to trade finance. But this is why I say, like, as we sit here and we're saying, like, oh, are Brics using XRP or Brics using Ripple? I think that's kind of nonsense to just think, like, oh, well, we need Brics to utilize Ripple and XRP. We don't. All we really need is to see the nations that are tapped in streamlining payments, streamlining this new technology, because all of those partners that Ripple does have within those nations will pay off. Whether these nations are using Ripple and XRP, if that makes sense. Remember, right? At the end of the day, it's not so much about, oh, are Brics using them? It's what Brics are doing. Because what Brics are doing, all of these nations, what they're trying to do with this streamlined payment technology, this just solidifies the fact that XRP's role and XRP's utility gets stronger day by day. Because remember, at the end of the day, it's all about faster payments. It's all about streamlining payments. And it's all about pushing payments towards digital, getting away from the old way of doing things, because it's an old technology. Like, we're talking about an antiquated system that is constantly breaking down, constantly failing in terms of payments. We need a new system, and that's where we're headed. But it's disguised in the idea of conflict, because guess what? We need to have this problem, and everyone's reacting right now. Everyone is. Everyone's talking about it now. So what is next? What's the solution? And it's already here. They're talking about it openly. They're addressing DLT. We're even seeing Russia signing in laws regarding digital asset usage. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.